Dangriga, and this is the museum of the Dangriga people, the Garifuna people. There isn't much information available because there is no one here, so I'm gonna just make a little video. This is the entrance. This is the drummer. This is the drummer here, and this is the entrance. As you step in, there is a book. I guess it's a guest book you can sign in. And then there are these pictures with so much information on it. It's going to take me a while if I'm to read everything here. So I'm going to just make a quick walkthrough. And showing you the transition from we recruited as workers in the mahogany camp as free, unpaid labor, and then they move into public service. This is just like the heading of it. And then you got here more of the cultural aspect of their lives. And this is just me looking at the picture and making the story, so don't quote me on any of these. And yeah, got some drums here. Unfortunately, there's no one here that I can question and ask and get details about. This is stuff that they use for household, cooking, grating the cassava, yuca. Yes, this is the cassava tradition. Sugar, citrus, bananas, rice, and yeah. And then we go into the room over here, and this is more deeper into the culture. This is some artwork, more artwork. What I see here is very similar to the native people of Guyana, and from the information I have, the Garifuna people is a mixture of the native people and the African slaves. This is some more stuff here. This is where they cook, some more cooking. This is to make the cassava bread, because I know this from Guyanese culture. And we got some more stuff here about their housing. They were into fishing, more than likely. And settlements. Yeah. And this is pretty much it. I didn't know what to expect when I came to the museum, and then this is what I found. And yeah. You off with these things, right? Okay. So I'm gonna. Can I ask you questions now? Okay. So I'm.
So you want me to give? I feel like if I give you a tour, it will be more self-explanatory.
So what?
If I give you a tour, it will be more self-explanatory than if you ask some questions.
No, it's just a few questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we start off? Mm-hmm. And today I'm with four more today.
Good morning. My name is Larissa Eligio. I am the coordinator for the Garifuna Museum and also the coordinator for the
Let me come on this.
House of Culture.
Okay. So she's going to give us a tour of the museum. You call it the House of Culture, right?
This is the museum. The House of Culture have an office here at the museum.
Okay. Or something totally different.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can begin with the tour. Yeah.
So this is the Garifuna Museum. If you were to look outside, we have a monument. That monument is the Chilehedo Garinogu monument. Chilehedo Garinogu meaning that we have arrived, and it represents the arrival, the survival, and the prosperity of the Garinogu people. Over that side, we have the Gulisi Community Primary School. And it is the only school that teaches Garifuna to the kids, Garifuna being the first language. And although it is a Garifuna school, it is not only open for the Garifuna kids. We refer to Belize as a melting pot of culture because of the different ethnic groups. So although the school is a Garifuna school, it is not only open for the Garifuna kids. As long as you're a parent that you're interested in your child or children in learning any aspect of the Garifuna culture, they are welcome to attend the school. And the school opened its door to the community in 2007, and we opened the museum in 2004. And this land that you see here is owned by the NGC, and the NGC stands for the National Garifuna Council.
Okay.
So in the museum, we have everything that has to do with Garifuna world. When it comes to Garifuna music, language, dance, for example, Dangriga, we refer to Dangriga as the culture capital because of its deep influence on Garifuna language, music, and spirituality. So the museum is actually a place of preserving the Garifuna culture and telling the stories of our ancestors, like how we got exiled from St. Vincent, how we got here, what was the struggle we went through. And the school and the museum is named Belize because of a Garifuna heroine who survived the endless sea travel. That is why the museum and the school name is Belize. So Belize was a 13-year-old girl who had 15 children, and she found the town of Punta Negra in the Toledo district, and there she resides with her children. But today she's already passed, so yeah. So if you come over this side, we have our history, how it all started, when we got exiled from St. Vincent, a couple of important dates that you are to remember. Over that side, we have a map. That map is just summarizing our livelihood as Garinagu, what we do, what we eat, and how we got to the mainland. And if you notice on the map, we have a Belizean flag. And inside of that flag are people who have contributed tremendously to the preservation of the Garifuna culture. We have Ms. Sandra Miranda, she's a past president of the National Garifuna Council. Ire Cayetano, he's a linguist. He helps in translating stuff from English to Garifuna. We have Palma Bor, who is now deceased. We refer to him as a parandero. One of our Garifuna dance is the paranda, and his music was solely in the paranda beat. So we refer to him as a parandero. And over this side, we have Thomas Vincent Ramos. And T.V. Ramos is the founder of the Garifuna Settlement Day. If you were to look at this map, you will notice these red dots along the coast. These are Garifuna towns and villages. You have Dangriga, you have Hopkins, Uganda in Garifuna, you have St. Bite, St. Bede, you have Punta Gorda, Pain, and you have Barang. Then over this side, we have our miniature kitchen. We have our fire hearth where we cook our food, and we have where we cook the cassava, the ereba. So, and these implements are used for the cassava process. This is a hibisa, it's a sieve, it's what you use to sieve the cassava. This is a ruguma, it's a cassava strainer, it's a cassava squeezer. So this is what you use to take out the cyanide out of the cassava. Over this side, you have abidadele and you have basil. This is for the cassava processing. This is for tidy up your house, to tidy your house.
Okay.
Back then we did not have foundation in our house, so it was just sand and
dirt. Yeah.
The four sides. So this thicker one is called broom. In Garifuna we call it abidadele. This one is also a broom, but this is for the preparation of the cassava. In Garifuna you call it basil. Then because of our, when it comes to our people, we were pioneers in the leather industry. So those are just some of the tools that they use when it comes to the leather industry. Over this side, Beluria. Beluria is 9 nights of prayers and services dedicated to the soul of the dead. It's like when you have, we call it night or wake now. So it is like 9 days of prayers and services, and there you will find drums, people singing, dancing, eating. It's like it's a celebration of life. The last goodbyes to the soul of your loved one. Then we have Garifuna music and dance. We have Punta, Paranda, Bunjai, Sambai, and Wanaragua. Wanaragua is one of our famous dance because it is a mass dance. Wanaragua means mass. The Wanaragua usually dance by men. And if you were to look at the costume, if you notice the person is covered, the purpose of the costume is for your skin not to be showing. The Wanaragua is usually danced on the 25th of December, so around the Christmas time. And people will go house to house dancing the Wanaragua with the red and the black, and the pink and white ribbons. Then over this side is a picture of Mr. Cayetano. When it comes to our music, our drums, the gararo and the maracas, the CCR are usually what we use. But eventually, with the passage of time, we improvise. We add the turtle shell and we add the bass guitar. So this is just, this picture and information is just showing you how, in times, we began to improvise and we add to what we already had. So this is Mr. Cayetano, and he is known today as the King of Pontorac. Then over this side, we have information about the Garifuna drums. When it comes to the Garifuna drums, we have 2 types of drums. We have a segunda and we have a primero. The segunda is the big drum and the primero is the small drum. The segunda is the mother drum because it is constant and set the pace, and the primero is the father drum, it has a belly drum. If you were to look at the drum, everything on the drum is from the chorus except for the rope. The rope acts as a glue, it holds the drum together. The top of the drum is a skin of a deer. It represents communication, whether it's through music, whether it's through a language, whether it's through food, whether it's through clothing. The snares, they represent volume. It do not matter how small we are as a culture, our voices will be heard. The vine represents connection. It do not matter what we are doing when socializing with the wider world. We should not forget who we are as a people. The pins on the drums are just to tune the drum. So if you like to tune the drum, you just give the pins 1 or 2 twirl. This is the strongest part of the drum. It is carved out of a mahogany tree. There is this mantra in Garifuna where we say, "Au boom, amurenum," I for you and you for me. And if you were to take one letter out of each of those words, it would spell Abba. Abba in Garifuna means one. When it comes to our spirituality, the dugu is the living communicating with the dead. And in the dugu we use 3 drums. And 3 of those drums are the segunda drum, the big drum, the mother drum. They usually put one on the left, one on the right, and one in the center. The one on the left represents the past, those who have gone before us. The one on the right represents the future, those who have not yet been born. And the one in the middle that we refer to as the Nanigi Ganaru, the heartbeat drum, represents the present, those of us who are here now. And all together, the drums they represent our forms of life. Eventually, when we, the Garinago, came to this side of the world, to Belize, we had to learn how to improvise, and we did the best that we can. We made use of the land, and we made use of the sea. We made use of the land for farming and the sea for fishing. If you were to ask around, I can tell you that the Garinago educated the people of Belize, and that we should be proud of ourselves, which we are. But it was also a great loss to us. Why? Because the same people they took to educate other parts of Belize were very vibrant people. They were the same people helping in the development of our communities. And when they left, we fell into cultural erosion, whereby we wanted to fit in so badly that we began to sell our land and our crops for money. And the money that we would earn, we would take it to the market and buy the same thing that we used to plant. But eventually our men decided to start over again. They wanted to be somewhat organized. If you notice, there's a public servant picture over this side. It is a picture of the CIS Association, the Caribbean International Society Association. And all these associations were derived by the work of Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey is a born black Jamaican whose sole purpose was to connect and unite people of African descent together. And eventually began to make progress. If you notice when you came in the campus, the colors that you see outside is black, white, and yellow. The colors of the uniform for the school is also black, white, and yellow. And those colors are representing the Garifuna flag. The black representing the death and suffering of the Garinagu people. The white representing peace and freedom, and the yellow representing our Amerindian heritage, hope and liberation. And that concludes